Are narcissists just misunderstood, wounded people? Hi, I'm Melinda from Heal Play Love University. Let's get started. So, how does this work? We've got a narcissist, and we think, oh, they're just an evil, horrible person, and they like being aggressive and braggadocious and grandiose, and they like gaslighting people and all this stuff. But we're gonna turn narcissism on its side. If you think about somebody who has trauma in their history, usually somebody who has a significant amount of trauma, repeated trauma, some people, well, most people actually, will use some sort of coping skill, right? Will have some sort of survival skill. Here's the problem with survival skills. We develop these survival skills early on when we're young. We haven't really fully developed our brain. We don't really understand what's real, what's not real. We have things like magical thinking in our younger brain. We believe in things like Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, etc., etc. We're egocentric when we're little. We think that we have, some kind of power to control the situation. If you think about like a little kid drawing a pretty picture for their mom, pretty picture of a flower, bring it to the mom, and little 5-year-old says, "Oh, here, mommy, now you'll feel happy." And so what we see as an adult is a child almost being parentified, trying to care for their mother's depression, for example. So now you go back to the narcissist. Maybe this person grew up in this type of situation. So their whole life has been built around survival skills. How do I cope? How do I survive? How do I survive this life? Part of that is running away from the pain, because the pain always is associated with, I'm not good enough, I'm bad, I'm rejected, I'm not loved, etc., etc. Well, if I feel like that's true about me, I'm not going to want to face that fact, right? I'm going to want to hide it. I want to run away from it. I want to suppress it. I want to wear a mask and show the world how great I am so that they love me and they don't reject me and they don't treat me the way the adults did when I was little. Now, fast forward a handful of years or decades, and you have somebody who has been running away from their pain for a long amount of time. Well, when we're running away from our pain, what we typically do is we go to other things. We can't just sit still and be with ourselves because the noise in our head is too loud, or the feelings in our heart or our body is too much. So we run around from relationship to relationship, getting that feedback from people. In this case, what we might call narcissistic supply. So we try to find somebody who's going to tell us, hey, you're great, you're awesome, you're wonderful, you're not a loser, I love you, you're so fantastic. Or we're going to spend our time, our energy, our money, and our attention on things that help us not feel like a horrible, terrible piece of crap. That means if I'm a narcissist and I'm trying to run away from that undercurrent of pain and rejection and abandonment, trying to run away from that childhood trauma, I'm going to do everything that's convenient, that's comfortable, that reaffirms me, that makes me feel better. That's not necessarily saying that I am a bad person. It is saying that I'm without insight. And it is saying that I'm probably stuck in trauma mode. And I'm just running around like a headless chicken trying to find something to help me feel better about myself and about how I show up in the world. From my experience as the narcissist, all I'm trying to do is make myself feel better. I might not even really be aware that I'm purposefully running around trying to make myself feel better. It's just what I do. It's what I've been doing for years. From the outside looking in, it looks like narcissism. It looks like I'm selfish, I'm self-centered, I'm self-focused, I don't care about anybody else, I don't keep my promises, etc., etc., and so on and so forth. All of that being said, does not excuse the narcissist's behavior. I've said this before, I will say it again. If you have had trauma in your life, that was not your fault. However, if you're an adult, it is now your responsibility. So if we have open wounds, we need to stop running around bleeding all over other people and heal our own wounds. Doing so will help us develop not only healthier relationships with others, but also a healthier sense of self, a more realistic sense of self. Rather than running from the lies, we can embrace the truth of who we are and how much work we've done to overcome our trauma, to show up as an authentic, healthy person who can connect with others. What do you all think? Is trauma a precursor for narcissism? Is seeking safety and shelter and comfort and a reduction of pain just another way to look at narcissism? Leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching. This is Melinda with Heal Play Love University.